Let's talk about fear, because fear is a reality. When you're an entrepreneur, fear is everywhere. I don't believe a great company can be built on fear, but I do believe that a great company, in fact, most great companies, maybe every great company, is built by people that felt fear and worked through it. So what do we feel fear about? So Harvard Business Review actually did a study where they identified 7 specific and repeated buckets of fear that are felt by entrepreneurs. Okay, so the basic one is financial insecurity. It's really risky doing a startup, right? You're not building your 401k. The second one is running out of money, right? The most common fear of entrepreneurs, we're not gonna outlast our cash on hand. We're not gonna be able to make it. We've got 7 weeks, we're running towards a wall. The third one is imposter syndrome. It's the idea that I've tricked people into giving me money. They think I'm someone that I'm not, and I actually can't do it. And I'm gonna get found out. The next one is that the idea is no good. I've convinced people that this really great idea, is gonna change the world, and I'm not sure I 100% believe it right now. And then there's the shame or embarrassment factor. What is it gonna be like when I have to, tell everyone the company blew up and that I failed? I can't even stomach that feeling of imagining what that's gonna be like. Then there's the team. I didn't hire the right people. They're not going to be able to do it. I don't have the right people around me to execute. And finally, the opportunity cost, that big corporate job that you didn't take where you would have been building your 401k, and I'm never going to get it back, and I got myself off the path, and see, now I'm spinning. I am getting upset just talking about this stuff because I have been there, and I was that founder, and I had all of this. It's real and it's no fun. But here's the thing: fear is not all bad. Right? I don't want to say that all fear is bad. Fear can be a great driver, right? If you're saying, I got to work hard, I need to figure out my sales channels before I run out of money, or you're going, I got to hit my goal this week because that's what I said I was going to do, that can be really, really motivating. It can drive progress and learning. But here's the thing. It's incredibly damaging when fear becomes physical. When you experience fear as a physical sensation, it stops you from being able to be effective. You're tense. Your heart rate goes up, your breathing increases, your blood vessels constrict, right? Your mental focus, becomes insanely sharp. So this is the classic fight or flight response, and that is driven by your amygdala. Your brain is going, what do I need to do to stay safe? So how do you think that is going to affect your ability to make good decisions? So the fact is, you cannot build a great team or a company or even have a good day when you're feeling like that. So when you become aware that you're in that feeling, you're having those physical fear sensations, just stop. Just slow everything down. Don't make any decisions. You got to address that. Back to sort of the idea of being in the red, right? If you've got that level of fear, you're in the red. Go back to your presence tools. Go for a walk. Get outside. Do something physical. You can talk to your team. I personally find that when I say how I'm feeling, it cuts it in half at least, if not more, right? It's a little bit it's not that the fear isn't real. The fear is real and it's rational, but it also reminds me a little bit of the monster under the bed, and when mom and dad comes in and looks under the bed and the monster's not there, the kid feels better, right? So it's a little bit like that. When you share it, it kind of, fear hates the light of day, so if you're feeling that way, you share it with someone else, it's gonna help you lessen it. If there's no one that you feel like you can really talk to about it, which sometimes happens to CEOs because you don't want to say to your team that you feel afraid because you feel like you need to build confidence. You can always also, by the way, I would encourage you to say it to them anyway, because you're going to be, they're not going to be freaked out. Your team's going to be glad that you shared with them. So if you are a CEO and you are worried about showing your fear and vulnerabilities to your team, think about it. If you decide to do it, you're going to get a lot of value out of it. But you can also write it down. Sometimes just writing things down sucks the power out of them. And, coach yourself. Just ask yourself a simple question. What's the one thing that matters right now? And that can sort of help you get back on track. The point is not to stop feeling fear or to imagine that you're ever going to get to a point that you're not going to feel it, because you will not. By starting a company or deciding you're going to be an entrepreneur, you've put yourself in a place where you're going to feel more fear probably than even the average person. The point is to recognize when it shifts from working for you to working against you, and then to manage it. So I love to say, feel the fear and do it anyway. The most powerful leaders are those who acknowledge and embrace their fear and then turn it into an asset.